Welcome to episode 213 of the DorkLair Collecting Podcast. Today is Thursday, September 14th, and I am well into my school year now. And welcome everybody. Chris, what is going on, my friend?
Hey, Bill. Not much. Yeah, taking it easy here. I was just telling you I'm planning a trip next week in Arizona, so probably
Nice.
easy weekend. Yeah, just hanging out. Very, very slow on. I mean, yeah, I'm like dead with like the toy deliveries right now. So for the most
Yeah.
part, um,
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few things come in. I did because of my newly found obsession with Glios. Um, so if folks remember the Toy Tubers podcast that I was running for a couple months in the springtime, I had Anthony on, Bat Bomb, who has a YouTube channel, and he actually is involved pretty heavily in the Glios stuff. And so he sent me a little care package. Actually, he
nice.
sent me a lot. I mean, he sent me like boom, boom,
Wow.
3, 4, and these are all I forget what it's called. I'm gonna look it up, the name of it. They're something monkey. Hold on a second.
Interesting. Yeah, this whole
These are
Glyos thing is something that's been totally under my radar. Even as much as I've been involved in toys in the last 10 years, and you know, putting most of my hobby time into them.
yeah, so they are battle tribes and warlords of war. War is
Cool name.
WOR. And battle tribes also goes by the name of, hold on a second, battle tribes. And battle tribes is spy monkey. That's what it is, spy monkey. So yeah, so Anthony is involved in Spy Monkey, and this was the figure that he talked about on our podcast that time, that he actually designed for them. And then so he
Cool.
sells this exclusively on his own Bat Bomb website. I forget the name of it, but he said it was inspired by Tron, of course, which is pretty cool. And it's just got like a bunch of other. It's got like, it comes with a baggie of stuff,
Oh,
It's even got a swap out torso. It's got other heads, and like all those baggies I show, they have a ton of different things, and they're usually tributes, like, Green Arrow,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
and like they're all usually like different kinds of tributes. One's like sort of like an orc, and yeah, so that's kind of like my latest little Glyos venture. Is those they're like almost like a He-Man kind of shaped body, right? Like they have kind of like that
Yeah,
He-Man
kind
shaped
of like,
body, but they're this big.
yeah, they're smaller
Less,
than I thought.
they're even smaller than the regular Glyos stuff. Like so this is a Manglore I got, and this is the this is the warriors, or the
So what is that? Is that a
spy monkey.
different, like, do they call them
Different
different scales, or
sculpt. They're just different sculpts, but they're totally compatible. So I could take his arm off here, and I could take his arm off here, and it's actually compatible. Not that this looks cool or anything, but all of the different Glyos
everything
figures,
just
all the different
works?
sizes. Some are like robots, some are,
Okay.
crazy sculpted organic things. There's just a crazy range of stuff, and they're all compatible. And a few different companies will do we'll share sculptures and stuff, and sometimes they'll plan out like drops together, like where they'll do things in similar colors. And so like you'll have something like this scale and something like this scale, and then maybe something like this, all coming out at the same time, but they'll all have very similar colors, right?
Uh-huh.
And they'll all be
Team or something.
interchangeable. And so you could totally just like swap parts and create your own crazy things, and they'll look good because they kind of collaborate on the colors and stuff. I made a little mess for myself here, but yeah.
Now you're up to your neck and Glios parts.
Yeah. No, I'm totally like, I emptied this out and I'm gonna totally like use, this is like one of these toolbox, like
Okay.
holding screws or whatever. I'm gonna fill that thing with my Glyos stuff and then have a little shelf of the figures. But yeah. Let's check the chat. I saw some people talking. Let's see here. Dave Orkin was the first with the hey hedgehog action. Let's go. Cyber Rat, evening denizens. Lots of the DorkLair members in the house. Brick something. Alberto. Trevor's here. And we got Dorian Serta. Rick Jones. Yo. David Williams. So I should have pulled this up. I don't have it handy. Let me see if I can do it here. I'm like giving away my secret here, but David Williams, share something real quick. So he did a custom tribute, a Legion's custom tribute that he's going to be selling at Legion's Con, and it is going to be my goal to sprint to his table at Legion's Con and try to get this Buzz Off tribute. It's friggin' incredible.
Oh, I saw that and I was like, oh, I bet you Bill would like this, and you'd already responded to it.
Yeah, like I am going to, like, so, like last year I lined up for the Four Horsemen table and to get the exclusives and whatnot, and this year I'm not. Saturday morning I'm lining up early just to get into the floor, and I'm going to sprint to David's table with the hopes of scoring this Buzz Off figure because it looks incredible.
Yeah, that's terrific.
Yeah,
and that's all Legion's parts.
it is. That's the Tusk Sentry head, right? It's got the Vorthog torso, skirt, the Barbarian loincloth. It's got the Sphexian hands, even the arms. You see how like the arms, he used the standard like orc gauntlet and painted it to match the arms to kind of give it that Buzz Off like weird like bug arm thing that Buzz Off has. Yeah. And they get the wings. I think he modified the axe. I think the top of the axe might be cut off or something. It looks a little weird. But pretty much everything is standard mythic, or mythic / cosmic standard Legions. It's pretty sick.
Four Horsemen needs a name like Glios or something for their system. Everyone's
I know Legions. I guess
Legions. That's obvious.
It's funny because like they originally planned on having Mythic Legions be Glios. They actually it was going to be Glios compatible originally, and it was going to be a 4-inch line. And then people liked the prototypes that were scaled up so much that they were like, let's do this. It seems, people are really into the 112. Obviously, like that was around 2013, 14, I think, when they were showing that, and they were like, we should do it. And it worked out clearly.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So I like this look. Okay. And then let's see. Ender is here. And who else we got? Steve Wegling. Larry could not make it today, unfortunately. He's still like neck deep in just like moving and getting set up and getting deliveries. Like when you buy a house, like a brand new house that they built and it's bigger, they got stuff coming in to build and set up. Let's see here. Steve, Blaze Bear, what's going on? Eric Munoz. Rick Jones. I haven't got a new 3 3/4 figure in years. I'm often tempted. I love the vintage collection. I know I've been kind of a little slower on it lately because the prices are up, but in terms of like that stuff, that's like my favorite. And I don't have it on the news today, so maybe we can quickly mention it here, but they dropped a new vintage collection, Vader and Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan series with Vader's half shattered mask, and the helmet's removable with the Anakin face underneath and stuff. $40 though is
for the
steep
two
for a
of them.
2-pack like that. 20 each, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's the new normal with this stuff now.
I know, but like still like 16 bucks is, you know, like the standard price right now for a standard figure, but I guess it's a
I didn't know if those were
fancy
fan channel exclusives or something. If
I'm not
they
sure. I
maybe
did order one on Amazon, though it's probably one of those things I'll cancel because I don't love the Obi-Wan. The Vader looks awesome. Like that kind of sucks that that's the only way you can get that Vader right now. But you
yeah,
know,
I don't think I have anything on order. I don't remember if I ordered the figure arts. Did the figure arts innovator rate? I'm still blanking on like what's come out now. But like I want I want something because that's just such a cool image of it of his
yeah.
helmet cut open.
I went for the big one. I went for the Hot Toys on that one. I
Nice,
have that on
nice.
pre-order. Yeah. Glios are pocket travelers you take where you go. Yes. I definitely will be like I will have one of those in my pocket at Legion's Con. Let me jump ahead here. Josh Brown. I just want to run through some names. KJ Smith. Everett Miller. What's up, fellas? Yeah. And Josh Brown says, saw that the DorkLair is the theme for the season of influence. Yes, we're gonna bring that up in a little bit. We're gonna talk about that. I can't reveal what it is, but we can talk about the fact that it's coming. All right. Any other pickups? Did you get anything? You said you kind of not much coming in.
Didn't get anything new, but I can bring it up. I opened up this third party 1966 Batman Joker.
Oh, I heard this is freaking amazing. I saw some pictures of this.
Yeah, let me try and just.
Yes, that's the one I saw. That is so
yeah,
cool.
There's a lot of it comes with 3 heads, which is.
You're breaking up a little bit. You're choppy here. Uh-oh, frozen. Chris might have froze. Let me know in the oh, there you go.
Sorry.
You froze up a little bit there. So it comes with 3 heads.
Yeah, so let's see this guy. This surprise look, which I think is just funny. I don't know why I love that one. Probably
that feels iconic. That kind of feels like how I remember him, you know. Cesar Romero, yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. Nice.
They're similar, but not exactly the same with the level of expression.
One's like laughing, one's like smiling.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm so terrible with this view. I'm like they're with the mirror.
Reverse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. Sculpt's great. They even got the little mustache. I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Famously painted. Didn't want to shave his mustache for the role.
Painted it white.
Yeah, comes with tons of hands and accessories, and so yeah,
that's cool.
Awesome.
I did get a 6-scale figure. I opened it up. It's back in the box. I had to repair it, unfortunately, but I got the Locutus of Borg Exo 6 figure in.
Yeah.
The repair was fine. It was so there's his big long arm with the with the stuff on the end. It's magnetized on there. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't think there's any option to switch it or anything, but it's magnetized on there. And both I got out of the box and the magnet up in the arm up here was off. And so I had to glue that in. And I was like, okay, that's all set. I waited. I actually got this crazy stuff. We'll see how it works, but E6000. Somebody suggested it for metal.
Sounds
like that.
Heavy duty.
Yeah. I was worried. It was actually fairly easy to work with, but so yeah, I got that in there. Waited 48 hours. Put the other one in.
Yeah.
Popped it off again, and the other magnet came out of the other side, out of the the arm part, and then so I glued that back in, and now it functions fine. But it's just kind of that's their most expensive figure they've done. I would rather not have had to do that with it, but the figure looks awesome. I wish I hadn't packed it back up, but I didn't have a place to put it right now, so
yeah,
it's back in the box.
I've had magnet issues a lot on with. I don't want to say a lot, but it's more than once on Hot Toys figures. And there's other 6-scale, but it's always the magnet is too strong for the glue and it pulls it off of the thing. Yeah. Thought of how I'm sure there's a way they can engineer something to fix that problem.
They should get E6000. Maybe that would work for them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a powerful.
They're using
powerful
E1000. That's the problem.
Right.
Up it up.
Yeah. All right. We do have a giveaway today.
Ooh.
Continuing with our Cosmic Legions theme over here, we are going to give away a Sphexian Block Commander a little later. So stay tuned for that. Spread the word. We only got 42. We should have more people in here. You got to hit 100. Come on.
Everyone saw Larry wasn't here and they tuned out.
Right. Yeah. Hedgehog said he ordered a Hot Toys and the box was trashed. Did you get it from Sideshow and they shipped it without the? Did they just ship it in the shipper box?
Was was the figure trashed or just the box? I guess.
Sounds like the box was trashed. But yeah, I ended up letting go. I got Ahsoka in. I had ordered it and I ended up selling it and like I'm still trying to like.
Hello?
Oh.
Am I frozen or is Bill?
That was my connection, I think, because I have low bars right now.
Yeah, you're a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
But no, you're clearing up.
Okay. If it continues, I'll do the whole reset thing. It's crazy because they did like work on the street. And when I tested about a week ago, and today before streaming, I tested the speed and it was like 300, download at least was like 300 megabits per second. But I don't know, maybe my upload speed's not great or something. Could be my kids streaming TV upstairs or something too.
Right.
There probably will be a new one. I will almost guarantee you there will be a new one, and we're gonna have Sabine up in a bit.
I'm glad that she's generally so far mostly the same outfit. So I'm good with the one I bought.
Right. Yeah, totally.
But yeah.
Boost this membership to 125 to boost the internet speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me know in the chat if it's better, if it keeps getting worse or whatever, and I'll do the reset thing, and Chris can like hold down the fort while I reset. All right. Oh, anyone else picking up Inart Gandalf? I am not. Did you get that one?
No, I had the Asmus one already, and I know the Inart one is better looking in general, but I was like, I don't know if it's worth it. A, the upgrade cost, and B, the hassle of selling this other one, which I think it looks great in my own display anyway. Right. I did pre-order the Inart Aragorn though. That one.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool.
Have I seen the Inart Aragorn? Jeez, I have to look that up later.
Yeah, that one's still. I mean, because I'm mostly just going for Fellowship of the Ring stuff. Honestly, if I get like an awesome Frodo, I'd probably just call it at those 3 figures. But I'll see how it goes. All
right, so I think I want to do my reset here. Can you
you
just hold down the fort for a bit?
Yeah, can talk to everybody in the chat by myself.
Yeah, pull up some chat comments and talk. I'm just gonna bounce out and back in, and hopefully I can get all my little screens back up and stuff. Give me 1 second here. Sure. Let me leave the studio.
So guys, it's just me. Let's check the chat. Yeah, Hedgehog for Inart checked out Trevor's videos. I'm sure he's probably talked about it. And that, the Inart Gandalf, I think, was just released, it seems, from what I could tell. I don't know if anyone's actually got it in hand or if it's just shipping, starting to ship people. Yeah, really hope that does the full fellowship, Trevor. Yeah, that would be awesome. I definitely want some hobbits with I know it's gonna be ridiculously paying for all the hair that they need to do, but that would be nice. Gardo, no, I am not getting the cat's lair. That's just, it's too big. I'm not that big into Jump Thunder cats. either. But I mean, seeing that in person made me want to get a bunch of Thundercats. It was so ridiculously cool and big, and even I would have to wipe off like 2 shelves or 2 full things to just put it somewhere. But not for me. Cool, Trevor. Hopefully we'll just show some pics of Gandalf next week. Let's see. I think we're going to talk about Giant Man in a little bit, Steve. I'm personally not going to pick him up. But yeah. Thanks for the $2 for funding me my flight to Legion's Con. Not this year. I definitely want to go. It's just it's too much going on right now with this. We had planned a bunch of trips. Like we're going back to back to back, actually. So you'll probably miss me in a couple of weeks. But yeah, going to Arizona, then going to Denver, and then I'm going to be going to Arizona and not Arizona. I said that already. New Jersey. So lots of trips. Bill's back.
Nice. I'm back. I just need to load up a couple videos, a couple things here for after.
Cyberrat's asking anyone doing the voting on the Masters of the Universe vehicles and play sets. It's for their new. They're doing another crowdfund, right? I honestly am not that deep into Masters that I recognized everything they were doing there.
Because I don't do a lot of Origins, I wasn't quite paying attention to it either. And I think it's all Origins.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. I kind of glanced at it and then I was like, oh, this is not anything I'd be interested in. So I
know. I was like, I need to stop looking at anything that looks remotely interesting. Like nope, don't even think about it. You don't want that. You don't need it. You don't research into it to convince yourself to buy it. that's always
right. That's been me with like, there's a couple Lego sets out there that I think are really cool right now that I kind of want, and I've been like trying to talk myself out of like getting them.
Yeah, that's super easy to go.
Yeah, and it's like this rabbit hole because there's so many people like with videos about Lego and just alternate builds and fun stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Trevor, that's what I'm thinking next year. It was too late to kind of work things around, but yeah, Legion's Con I might do next year. I forget. It's generally at what, mid-November, like
it's
November.
It's like Veterans Day this year.
Okay, that might actually work out for.
Last year it was even earlier. It was like the 3rd.
Cool. Yeah, the farther away from Thanksgiving, the better. That's all for me.
So Brick something says I voted for the Doom Tower and the Snake Lair, and they haven't said if it's just Origins. Eternia is scaled for both Origins and Masterverse, for example. Oh, interesting. Huh. So you get 2 votes or something? Are they going to make 2, or you just get 2 votes? I'm not sure.
Maybe it just looks okay with both, if that's what you mean by it's. Or I see what you mean by your Doom Tower and Snake. I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
All right, so we got a lot because we have like a topic that I threw up into the Cabal earlier this week for some conversation, and it has to do with Kickstarter type things with like Legion. So we're gonna come to that, and I want to get to that. So I want to get through the news here. So let's pull this up. The second wave of Cosmic Legions has hit the water. So the timing's interesting on this. It's supposed to arrive at the warehouse in late October and start shipping for late October, which the timing is interesting for Legion's Con, right? Like if it hits in late October, maybe it's like the 19th or something like that, I guess, to their warehouse, they could probably get it out with enough time to have them at the convention. If it comes October 30th, right? Like if it's like right at the end of the month, or even like just the beginning of November, I feel like they might not have it at the convention, because oftentimes what they do is they wait until all the shipments have gone out for the pre-orders before they start selling them at cons.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see what happens. And I know that Boxus is also like right around the corner. Like it's any day now, Boxus is going to ship, and they're going to be sending out the same message like Pox is shipping now. It's going to be, shipping to you at the end of November or something like that. So be ready, people. It's going to be a busy fall into winter.
Yeah. It's been a long wait for Poxus. I think it'll be 2 years. Am I right on that?
Yeah, pretty much, because it was a G-Con thing.
Yeah, the previous one. So
2021 Legions Con. Yeah. And then they showed pictures of the new wave. And it's interesting because I guess maybe these are prototypes that are scaled up a little bit, but that's still really big looking to me. And these are technically 1.0 figures. So it'll be interesting to see how the size is on these when they actually are hit production,
yeah, I had read that too. I thought that was interesting because I just assumed I guess the guy on the right is more or less all new. The guy with
Yeah.
the head, the eyeball thing in the middle. I assume he used like his legs look like kind of reused parts. So that's why I guess I'm surprised. Yeah, he's that much bigger too, unless they just print
Yeah.
everything and don't
Yeah,
like.
that's Kern Ray. So underneath there, that's a female character. And the legs, the upper legs are standard. The upper legs are standard Mythic Legions, cloth legs.
Yeah.
And then the torso is the same torso as what's her name? Vorga. The arms and stuff. I think the boots are new. Those are like the pirate boots we talked about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the Thraxian Scout is one of my favorites, says Steve. Yeah, it's gonna be that's one. It's like it's not my favorite of the wave, but it's probably the one I will buy the most of because it's an army builder. I'll probably buy a bunch of those.
Yeah, but
And
that
then
guy is basically brute scale to me on the right. Like he's gigantic.
if that holds and that's the same, like that's huge. It is. That is brute scale, I would say. Like 8 inches, I think, is brute scale. Eric Miller has a sale. I don't know if I even should be sharing this, but in the Mythic Legions Cabal, there's a link in the description below to the Mythic Legions Cabal. If you join the Mythic Legions Cabal, make sure you answer the questions. They don't always let everybody in. And, you can say you saw it on DorkLair or something too. But yeah, make sure you answer the questions. But Eric Miller's got a sale coming this Sunday. I forget what time. So, hit the Cabal and check out what time it is. But he's got some pumpkin heads painted up. These are, my action figure customs pumpkin heads that he's selling. I have this head. I love it. It's so cool. And he's got some skulls.
Wow, that's nice.
It's just incredible, his work. And then so he's going to be selling a bunch of stuff, and every order is going to be entered into a random giveaway for this head. So there's like one person will luckily get an extra piece, and it's this one, which is just crazy with the drop down visor, goblin, pumpkin helmet. Very cool.
Yeah, that's an awesome design.
It is. I want it. And then there's a video review for Canox, which is my most anticipated figure right now for any Legions coming out, on Hedgehog Actions video. So Jonathan, on his YouTube channel, they had an event. Was it RetroCon? And they had some factory samples for cosmic stuff. The Amazing, I think during IshCon, The Amazing did one for Ias Sepetian, the like gray alien, and then and that was like a panel type thing. And then Hedgehog has this video up on his channel. So if you want to see a review of this figure, link in the description below. All right, check it out. You can see him next to some other purple guys.
Yeah.
A nice deep purple, little different from the others. But yeah, very cool.
Yeah, that's my most favorite figure anyway from that wave that I'm waiting for.
Yeah, me too. I'm super psyched for that. And the Eric Miller sale is 2 p.m. on Sunday. I'm assuming it's 2 p.m. Eastern time because he's in Ohio, I believe. The Legions Con layout has been, this is the main, there's actually two rooms, but this is the main hall, and the whole layout has been revealed. So you can go to legionscon.com. Also, link in the description. But you can go there and you can check out and see what numbers match up with what names and all that stuff. But I just wanted to share that, just give people the heads up there. And I cannot wait. I'm like plotting my strategy here to get to David Williams' table, and whose table I'm gonna like leap over, knock all their figures.
Yeah, that's awesome. It looks like it'll be a full show.
It's a big one. Jeremy, he talked about like if you took the number of tables and gave them each 10 minutes, you would have exactly enough time. You'd have 13. It would take 13 hours, which is there's a 7-hour day Saturday and a 8-hour or 7-hour day Saturday, 6-hour day Sunday. So the whole show is 13 hours. It would take the entire show to spend 10 minutes at each table.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, conventions fly by when you're there. Yeah,
they do. And that's the best thing about it is it's 2 days. You know, you want to try to see as much as you can Saturday morning because people sell out and this stuff disappears and all the stuff you could see can kind of go away. But still, there's still a lot to see and just keep going through on Sunday, and especially like to hang out and talk. There's a little more open and just chill on Sunday, as you would expect. But yeah, Blake Hedgehog is definitely killing it. D&D purple. Okay. The DorkLair 40-yard sprint record. Okay. And then Von Burke. So this is when I want to play a video. There's no sound on the video, but Brian posted this on a couple channels, so I'm okay to share it. And this is what's coming up for I guess it would be the October one. The September one was Toy Bro themed, and that one I'm assuming should be shipping soon. And then I think mine will be the October one. So this is just a little teaser. There's nothing really to show, but just a little fun teaser he did right here. That's Brian. He's such an awesome dude. And so the Von Bach subscription service, the subscription box, surprise box, is going to have something that I helped design. Now, I didn't help design it with my artistic skills. I just described it, and Emil Wickman actually like is sculpting it and designing it and stuff. But I can't wait for people to see. I actually haven't even seen it yet, so I can't wait to see it too.
Oh, cool.
If you want to subscribe to the Von Box, you can get the unpainted. I think it's $40, or the painted, which is $85. And I think you get 2 heads. I'm pretty sure you used to get 2 heads. I think you still probably get 2 heads. And if you can't afford it, or you don't want to like buy that, people will, it'll be in hand shortly after it ships, and people will post it and share it on social media, so you'll be able to see it. But I can't wait. It's going to be cool.
Nice. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. And let me pull this back up. Okay. All right. So a huge shout out again. Let me do the banners here of the members, but a huge shout out and a huge thank you as always to the supporters, especially the ones who are throwing money at it and helping us out. It's $50 a month just for StreamYard. It's another $20 a month for the podcasting service Libsyn that I use. There's other fees. I mean, I spend a lot of money on gear like microphone, lights, stuff like that. So this is like very, very helpful. And we do giveaways every week. So like this is supporting the giveaways. So huge shout out to all of the members who contribute $1 a month, which is like so big. And then also the folks who contribute the super chats. Just a huge thank you to everyone. And now we're going to do the giveaway. All right. So we're giving away the Svexian. Let me go back to this. The block command. No, is it the block commander? Yeah, the block commander. All right, we're giving away the block commander. The rules are in the description. Make sure you read the rules because there's no shipping overseas. Okay. Oh, look at that. 9 Fridays to Legion's cards. That's amazing. And I just need to pull up the giveaway tool. And I need to remember what my thing is here. Banners. It is okay. That's right. Okay. Let me set this up for you guys. All right. So in the comments, in the chat, if you would like to enter to win the Svexian Commander, the hashtag is RAID. Hashtag RAID. 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 Okay. Hashtag RAID. Put that in the chat. Yeah, the Von Dork box.
Yeah.
That's not the hashtag. Hashtag RAID, not just RAID. You got to put hashtag RAID, I think. Laura. Or Laura's not entering. Is that what it is? She just wants to put it.
Enter, Laura. Give it a shot.
I don't think uppercase matters. If you want to know for sure, I did not do uppercase. So let me share this. Let me pull that down. I'll show you exactly what I typed in. Present. That lowercase. DDT.
Oh.
The Glios battle tribes are awesome. One has a dark wolf. Yes, I have some. Do I have the dark wolf head on this set here? No. But this one has it. Hold on. These bags are like strong bags. So let me pull out that head and show it. So I'm opening up the I mean there's a Triceratops head with this one too. It's like a bunch of stuff. So let me go solo. Yeah. So there's the dark wolf head on the the green. If you take this off, if you take this piece comes off right here, it looks like green. It looks like Green Arrow. You know, especially with that head. And then it's also got, pop that off there. I have like an injured finger, so it's like hurts to do anything right now. But that and then the Triceratops. Right? Like how cool is that?
Yeah, that's
all that is one little kit right there. And yeah, that's the battle tribes.
This would be awesome if you were a kid, except for the choking hazards.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's just a little small. But you know, like by the time you're the age to really appreciate that kind of thing, you're beyond the age of like choking on tiny toys.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, so hashtag raid. We'll give it another 2 minutes or so. We're up to 29. Looks like 29 entries. Where's everybody? 62. Not bad.
It's always around half. I guess half the people are just like, I don't want. Either we have a lot of international viewers or something, or people are just like, I don't want to deal with it.
That's the empty box. Yeah. So is it right up here? Right there. That's the empty box. The Hulkbuster is down in my bottom shelf of my DTOF. I'm always afraid to put anything heavy on the glass shelves of the DTOF. So it's all like Hot Toys, which are very light if anybody has ever held one. Yeah, it's better odds in this situation. All right, we're going to spin this wheel. We don't have a lot, so I don't think we need to wait too long on this one. Hey, good on you, man. I won a bit ago, not entering this one for others. That's awesome.
Very
And
kind.
hey, Matt, what's up? Good pastor. Darth Goody here. Haven't caught a live in a long while. I got my Batman 6-pack. It rocks. Is that with like all the different Batmans from all the different eras? Is that what that 6-pack is?
I think it's the McFarlane. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like all the all like the live action Batmans. I think that's what that is. Let us know, Matt. All right. And thank you for the $5 super chat. So I'm going to spin this thing in 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Who's it going to be? Hedgehog, Silver Fox. Silver Fox.
Congrats, Silver Fox.
Nice. Whoops. So Silver Fox, can you shoot me an email at podcast@dorklair.com with your address? Or you can message if you're on like Instagram or Facebook, you can DM me. But I'll try to get that out tomorrow. If it doesn't go out tomorrow, it's going to have to wait till Monday, but hopefully it'll go out tomorrow. I have kind of a busy weekend going on here. So I'm going to try to get it out tomorrow morning. But thank you, everybody, for entering a super chat. And as always, thank you, supporters, members, as well as super chat people for making these giveaways possible. That is how they exist. I think we're one of the few who do giveaways almost every week, and oftentimes, decent sized giveaways, right? Like a lot of people will give away stickers or things like that, but full on figures almost every week. All right, so let me remove that and bring this up. Okay, so continuing with the news items here. So we have the Fresh Monkey Fiction Monster Force Apophis Legion. It kind of looks like a zombified Cobra Trooper kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they're going for.
And like it's an army builder, right? Legion. So this is one that people can go ahead and pick up a few of. And I think it looks fantastic. And, having 3 heads like that makes it a great builder too.
Yeah, different, they got different helmets and the beret and looks like masks. They should probably use a different background. I'm not sure if I'm seeing the background some of these things or if they're parts, but
right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a loaded figure. That's nice.
I like that they've been doing 2 different hand types. They have the gloved hands and then they have the monstrous hands, like the zombie hands. Like in the last one, they had the I think it was wrapped, like the Invisible Man one. And he had like the wrapped hands, and then he had the clear plastic hands. That was really cool. And then Xesray, the Combatants Fight for Glory. If you recall, I actually have a video of the Minotaur figure that should be coming out, I think November, December-ish. And the first release is going to be this exclusive LA Comic-Con Rhino figure on that same body. And so there's a look at that. If they have any extras after the con, they're going to be selling them on 5K Toys. So maybe follow 5K Toys on like Instagram if you think you want to maybe try to pick this one up.
Yeah, I don't have any of their figures, but they've all looked very good, and this one looks pretty awesome. Like I might, if this is available, I could see myself getting it for my red guys.
right?
line.
The Fury
Yeah.
lineup.
Yeah.
Like I've had a couple of their original gladiators, like the humans.
Yeah.
They were fine, you know, but having the prototype, it wasn't even a prototype. It was like a early factory piece, right? Like it was kind of like it was factory, you know, injection molded pieces. So it wasn't like breaking like resin or anything like that, but it was definitely like pre-production and it was, you know, it wasn't fully assembled and the pegs weren't all right. But just feeling that thing in hand and just kind of getting a sense of how it's going to move and just all
Yeah.
of the weight and everything with it, I think these are going to be light years beyond those humans that they did before.
Cool.
I did never pick up any of the female figures, which is like kind of like their wave 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not
Still
sure,
all
or
those.
I don't know, maybe wave 3, but like their second buck. And I heard those are pretty good too. But this one, I'm probably gonna stick with the black Minotaur. I don't know if I'll get this particular one. Maybe just to get it like kind of early-ish, but yeah, very cool. And there you can see it with some of their other figures in the arena. The belt's intense with those blades.
Yeah. It's just looking at that. That's pretty awesome.
And then we've got a new diorama. I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I purchased the comic, like the Mirage Ninja Turtles, like street, you know, city block diorama. That's actually should be shipping very soon. I think it's shipping like maybe by next week. But they've got a new diorama that is like Doc Nocturnal themed, and I do have their video for that. So let me. Yeah, that's cool. I guess it's the biggest diorama they've done, and it looks awesome. They do good work. The Turtles one was like $235 plus shipping. So like their prices are pretty reasonable, I think, for
Yeah. Yeah. Not
highly
bad.
detailed, you know, with a lot of really interesting parts and pieces. Like it's not just the main thing is a foam, you know, it's a foam diorama, like primarily, but there will be like 3D printed pieces. Like I think the lamp posts for the Ninja Turtles one and like some other parts are like, you know, 3D printed and painted, and sometimes they might use electronics and stuff. So it's you know, it's a little more elaborate than just like a foam thing, which, you know, foam things can look amazing on their own, but for that 300 whatever, I don't know how much this one's going to be, but for what you got with the turtle one, it was definitely worth the price. Shout
Cool.
out to you, Bill, Chris, Jeremy, Trevor, and all the content influencers for making these live streams fun and informative. Well, thank you, Blake, Recon Rage.
Yeah. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Gotta get you back on, dude. Wow, I haven't heard Ministry in a long while. I actually was listening to them. I went on a little kick a couple of months back. I was listening to them. Hey, Figure Fan Nate, I saw that the figure booth has been back up a little bit, at least one episode there. So check them out. What's going on, dude? And yeah, I also think that Doc Knock is one of the best. Like, oh wait, wrong one. They're moving in too fast. That is my favorite Rumble Society character, Rumbles. And
Yeah.
I think Doc Knock is one of the best ones. I think he's so awesome. Doc Knock and Atticus Doom are kind of like, in terms of Rumble stuff like that, those are two of my faves right there.
Yeah. Very pulp comic-y.
Yeah.
Love them.
78 points. Dials are definitely worth it, says Figure Fan Nate. Oh yeah. That's my I'd love to go to a concert like that, like this time of year, like getting close to like October, that type of season. I always listen to the greatest hits, the Rob Zombie greatest hits album. I always put that CD in my car this time of year. It's always in my car. I love it. And yeah, you're a little late there for the, we already did the giveaway. Sorry. I don't know if Dave Orkin's watching behind or what. And then we're moving into some Star Wars stuff. I think this might be the only Star Wars thing, actually. We already talked a little bit about that vintage collection Vader Obi-Wan 2-pack that's overpriced, but we have the Sabine Wren. I've been loving Ahsoka. I don't know about you, but I've thought the show has been just flat out awesome so far this season. What do you think of it, Chris?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'm all caught up. I don't know if everyone else is, but it's last episode I thought was terrific. Yeah, all
Yeah.
been a lot of fun. And like my wife has never seen anything from the Clone Wars or Rebels, but she's been like good with it. It's not that's what I've one complaint I guess I've heard of people saying like, oh, you must really need to know it, but I'm like, you don't need to. It helps. It definitely would
Yeah.
help for a lot of things, just for the little details and stuff. But I don't think it's like, oh, you're going to be lost or anything. So you definitely enjoy it, and yeah, it's good show.
Yeah. I guess I haven't talked to anybody who's watched it who didn't watch Rebels, so I'm not sure like what that perspective would be like, but this right here, I mean, look at that. This looks awesome.
Yeah, it's terrific, and we can thank InArt for letting forcing Hot Toys to put the movable eyes on every figure, so
Every
then it's not just this standard stare forward looking, or the
Yeah.
when they reuse a sculpt, they paint it looking left, and I'm like, no, I want him to do something else.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
her, like oftentimes female characters with longer hair are really difficult to do, but the short
yeah,
hair is just perfect for this type of thing. And I mean, she just looks awesome with that helmet sculpt on there. Yeah. I did end up pre-order. I said I was gonna like hold off, and then I saw the face, and I just was like, I'm just gonna lock it in now.
yeah. It's definitely one of those like standout sculpts there. Um, I guess I'm curious if they're gonna do like, they're gonna do Hera and like, am I gonna feel like compelled to like, should I get like all the rebels and stuff, a rebels group?
Right, yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
I think that happened to people with the Clone Wars stuff where they kind of went hard, especially with the clones.
Yeah, I got the first. Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of the first clones, and I even got the. I can't think of the whatever they are, the ones with the red on them, and they have like the
The
staff thing.
Coruscant guards. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But then it was like, okay, yeah, here's a bunch of vehicles and stuff. I'm like, okay, I need to step back now.
And the vehicles are selling out.
I know they're
Like maybe they're
awesome
just not
looking.
making a lot of them, but like people are
Yeah, they've
buying those
definitely,
things.
you know, put the factories down a little bit. But either way, it's just like it's pretty awesome. They're making them in general. So
Yeah, totally. Hedgehog says Ahsoka, my favorite Star Wars thing since the OT. That's pretty strong words right there. That's
yeah,
awesome. It is really good. Like, you really get the sense of like Dave Filoni, who, and I'm not going to give anything away here. I'm not going to talk about the plot. I'm just going to talk about some of the behind the scenes stuff. But like Dave Filoni, who um came up through cartoons, right? Then during the sequel trilogy, he sort of went to the sets, and he really like Ryan Johnson kind of took him under his wing and really like taught him a lot of stuff. And he kind of like, and that was Kathleen Kennedy like urging him to go do that, to prime him up and to really like like on the job training to become a live action director producer.
right, yeah,
And so, not everything Filoni TV has been perfect. I know a lot of people didn't like Book of Boba Fett and the Obi-Wan show as much, but there's been a lot of good too. And this, I think this, he's like hitting his stride. And this is like hitting, this is like the stuff closest to his heart too. Like
right,
these
yeah,
storylines, these Ahsoka Rebels was his thing for sure. And yeah, I mean, Ahsoka is very much like the extension of Rebels. It's, obviously it's many years later, but yeah, totally. Um, Thank you, Hedgehog, for the super chat. Oh, this I wanted to point out. Elbow. Notice the elbow in this
oh
shot.
yeah, yeah, double,
And then there's this shot here that you you can't do this shot. You can't do that pose without a double jointed elbow. Right? Like, and this looks, unless it's tricky angles, but this looks double as well. So
yeah,
because what's her name? Bo Katan was single elbows and the armor were single elbows. So it's nice to see this. I hope they follow through and they have single elbows on this figure. I mean, I hope they follow through and have double elbows on this one. But yeah. And there you go. Filoni's Golden Child. Kent Pool, what is up? And then it comes with a Loft Cat.
They put out one with like I think it was the Grogu accessory set. I'm almost surprised they sculpted a new one for this one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. So 271. I think it was like 255 or something when I ordered it on Underground Figures, which is nice. Like they always kind of like get it just to right to the point where it's like just retail shipped is what Underground does pretty much. And I'm close. So the shipping's always super cheap. I'm like an hour away. So it's like $9 shipping or something, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it's such a nice hookup to have. Ray Underground Figures, shout out to them. So good. I mean, and they're like, so my Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett charged today. Like I got my invoice this morning.
Oh, cool.
And it's gonna be here tomorrow. Like it already shipped. Like I paid for it this morning when I woke up, and then like he shipped it out probably by noon. So yeah. And I had skipped the throne like the Mandalorian Boba Fett, like the Boba Fresh armor, which just didn't look fresh enough for me. So like I skipped that one for this. Okay. All right. So kind of like the biggest news of the week is like they ended the Ghost that fully backed. It went all the way. And then like the next day, I think they announced another HasLab, right? So you have Giant Man, which looks awesome. This figure looks fantastic. And it's like a reasonable, like I don't think it would ever get more, like 200 is, you know, good price, but it's nice to see one that's a little lower key, like a little less high, like full blown $500 type crazy thing. It's like a pretty like low key kind of HasLab to do, which might be risky because it might not be as glamorous as some of the other ones, but I think it's pretty awesome.
It's cool that they're doing it. I mean, you could see his hands there. That's like kind of the most impressive things. Like when they have some, that shot, like of how many joints.
There's butterfly joints in the hands and the thumb.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. Like they went, really hardcore with the engineering there.
Yeah. Huge. 2 feet tall,
it'll be awesome.
And then it's got this was the thing that I'm kind of like, they could have done better maybe on this end, but the tiers, like the stretch goal type tier things, 12,000 backer, and it was 10,000, right? Is that right? Yeah. 10,000 backers. So it's only 2,000 more, but 12,000 gets you the zombie head, and then or the zombie faceplate. So this figure has faceplate swappability, right? So you use the same, and the little antenna things there, and then you get the Skrull head, the full head for the Skrull head, and that's 14,000. Like throw in a 6-inch Ant-Man, throw in maybe some other, like the Wasp or something to like kind of do it. But I guess, when you think about their bigger strategy, they're probably going to do classic Ant-Man, classic Wasp, other classic figures that they'll use to kind of like build around it as the months go by and build up towards it.
Yeah, that's been the only real complaint. I mean, I guess I'm sure there's other complaints, but that I've seen is that it's lacking of a figure, stretch goal, even though because it's pretty custom that they do that. And I kind of would let, just my perspective, there's some accessories you could do with, like, I'm just looking at the page and they have them like ripping Ultron in half, which I guess, I don't know if they're telling you to do that with your figure, but they have like effects parts on the figure, on like the Ultron pieces. So I was like, oh, that would be neat to include so you can actually recreate that.
Right.
or just
Totally.
torso or something, and mess around with. And in general, I really thought the scroll. I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and we're at 4,578, so it's less than halfway.
Mhm.
Like the scroll of the two things, I think the scroll is better. I mean, just for my own preferences. I was just surprised that I don't know how big Marvel Zombies is. Like they've done a
Right.
lot of figures here and there throughout the years, but I don't know if it's like, oh, this is going to be the first stretch goal to really push people over the edge or something. Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Are they doing the zombie thing because it's super popular, or are they doing the zombie thing because Marvel wants them to do the zombie thing and that's
Yeah, there's
like some
that
kind of
too. Yeah.
brand they want to push or whatever? I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not any figure. Like, they're gonna come up with some random guy, just some Avengers adjacent guy that they're not gonna release, and cobble together with all the pre-made parts they have, something like that.
yeah, I think it's smart not to put exclusive figures behind a crowded funded paywall. I have zero interest in any of it, but as offering, I like it. Yeah, I mean, exclusive figures behind that crowd, they like, yeah, you're kind of locking them in. So you're maybe losing that potential customer. You when you look at something like this, you always have to look at the side from Hasbro. Most
Yeah,
people just want to look at it from the side of the consumer and what the consumer wants, but you have to look at it from their side. And it's like, so the question for them is like, are you going to lose sales that could have happened on this exclusive figure had you released this exclusive figure, this really cool figure just as a standard release? So maybe that's it. Like maybe like a classic Ant-Man is just too cool and awesome of a thing to put behind a paywall because it's going to make them more money or whatever, right?
yeah. I guess. I mean, I was surprised to read that because I didn't know they were exclusive. That for the Ghost that Hasbro was saying, like those, the way they're phrasing it is like these characters as like as they're looking are not going to get released elsewhere. Like that
Right. The
season three
season,
look, three I
yeah.
think that people are saying. I don't know if they'll repaint them in any way, but I was actually fairly surprised that they're tooling up all these figures. Maybe they not use all the parts again, but just the fact that they're not releasing them again at all.
Yeah, I
Was
mean, they'll
surprising.
reuse at least most of the parts, just painted,
Yeah.
painted differently. I think Ezra, you might have to do Ezra shorter for the early,
Right.
season
Yeah,
one.
that'll be a totally different thing. Yeah.
That's my preference too, though. Like, I actually prefer kind of the early season looks for a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
that
what I
stuff.
remember more.
But like as long as they do early season, as long as they do cartoon ones, like I want those like classic looks, not just live action looks that are coming. I mean,
Mhm.
we've already seen them in Black Series, right? So one
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
we've seen in Vintage, right? Because they're doing Sabine in Vintage, which looks
Oh, yeah, that's true.
terrible because the helmet is massive.
Oh, right, because they've made it a real helmet, right? Instead of
Yeah. And I thought the card backs were
that
the
that
only exclusive part too, but then I read somewhere
yeah,
else that it's the actual figure
it's the
decos that are,
figures
yeah.
and the card backs, That the way they first came off too, yeah, it seemed like because especially because 'cause they're so unique, you're using the mural card backs, like, "Oh, well, that makes sense," it's an exclusive for that, but, um,
Yeah. Which I'm totally fine with. Like
yeah,
I would love to have those card backs. I do collect some non-card stuff, but like of all the things, like I don't necessarily need that. I want the figures, like I would love to get those figures. I was kind of tempted, but there's just too much right now to drop 500 because the Cosmic Legions is ending, like we already mentioned
yeah.
earlier. The Cosmic Legions uh wave is ending like in 3 days. So I gotta drop 300 on that.
Yeah. It's just I think we talked last time. It's just too big for me and what I currently have going on, and yeah,
This is so true right here. They will absolutely carbonize that shit.
right.
Oh my god. Enough with the carbonized. All right. So our topic of the week, got about a half hour left, I'd say. I posed this question in the Mythic Legions Cabal. If Four Horsemen were to do a new large scale crowd funded project like a HasLab type thing, and I'm not talking about a new big wave. They won't do that. Like they got their thing figured out with waves of figures. I'm talking about something big like a dragon, which they've already teased. So we don't really have to name the dragon. So what would you want to see besides a dragon, of course? Okay. And so let's check out some responses. Then we can share our own, yeah, exactly. A dragon. Oh, and Jay Dratos says dragon. And Ted Biaselli says a dragon. And Diego, Mr. Koo says a dragon, obviously. And Big Nerd Zoic, I thought about calling him when Larry wasn't able to make it, but I didn't have time to like set him up. He would have been great to have on this one. This conversation is like right up his alley. But Bill, you're killing me by taking away my dragon option. Okay, those are the dragon ones. I got those out of the way. Except for the end of this one. So Ryan Paris says, I like castles in playsets, but those seem more like personal dioramas. I think a lot. So he's responding to like a lot of the other people who want castle sets, playset diorama type things. They feel more like just personal dioramas than a realistic option. Hard to make it work with all the factions and not look generic overall without being specific. Just my thought. I feel like it would be something that complements or competes with the dragon, something as big as and as cool as maybe a good dragon and a bad dragon. I mean, the only thing cooler than their dragon is a second dragon. But I get what you're saying, like something that would I honestly do think a castle diorama would be the perfect thing that a dragon could like land on and terrorize, like, let's jump in the chat before we get lost here. So we got Elephant from Rick Jones, and some of these people I think are probably in the thing. Dio setups, big old elephant mount, a cosmic space vehicle, and we're going to see a lot of these come up in the list. I'm thinking maybe some kind of diorama. I like the elephant idea, like on 300, like a war elephant, right? Yeah. Troll scale demon, Valkatar prison playset, any large mythical creatures, a stag, a unicorn, a boat. I mean, they could do a stag, they could do a unicorn with the buck they have. Balrog sized monster. A boat would be kind of cool. Chariots. I love the idea of chariots, and that's going to come up as well. Or outpost dial of some sort with treasure. A kraken. Castle of four sides playset. A ship. Maybe a castle. Adam Bobo says castle or fortress. Matt Scarlett says castle parts would be great. Off topic. I would like to see a deluxe figure, male or female, but a townsfolk, and the deluxe parts would be the armor you change them into. That's a cool idea. Yeah, not really a Kickstarter type thing, but a neat idea nonetheless. Something and tricky because it would probably be kind of slightly outside of their usual waves, but what else we got here? Chariots, a wagon, Rick Jones. I mean, I remember, I think it might have been My Wife Is Going to Kill Me podcast. I remember Cornboy talking about like doing wagons and other like medieval types of playset type vehicle things,
something that can hook onto the horse or something.
Yeah.
Even, yeah.
I'm more curious what size people imagine a dragon is. In my mind, a dragon would have to be well over 3 feet long. That's not with wings. How much would that be? Where would it go? And I think that's kind of what they've hinted at is like this thing would be massive and very expensive. Like probably, and if I had to guess, like that size, like 3 feet, wings maybe wider than that, and then $300, $400, $500 even maybe.
Yeah, that's the question of like, well, what's this dragon going to look like? How big is it going to be? Wings are going to be like just decorative tiny wings that some dragons have, or you're going to have to try and make it some anatomically correct wings that can actually, or in theory, actually lift a dragon.
How are they going to support? Like what's it going to like? How is it going to be supported?
Yeah.
Cat Lovin says a dio, a throne room, castle pieces, a freaking chariot. That's a popular one. I love that idea. I think it's a great idea. It feels right. Although I don't know if a chariot is enough to say that would be like a big crowdfund
Crowdfund.
project.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it would be big enough. I think dioramas would be.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
yeah. My first thought, outside of the dragon, was just going to be like a bunch of modular walls or something, and floor if you want to do that, but like things you can just do various things with.
yeah.
Like, did you ever get? They were called like space walls. They were like Death
Hmm.
Star walls for Black Series figures.
Yeah, I had
Like,
those.
yeah, they were only like 3 inches. I mean, I would hope that Four Horsemen make something like bigger, but you could do
Oh, for
like a
sure.
various things, and like they eventually did like the doorway and stuff that Vader and Obi-Wan fought in, and just different types of things, and just yeah, it could be a dungeon, it could be a castle, the outside of a wall too, inside, whatever you kind of want to do, like, and make the corners fit so they work and plug together.
The Castle of Four Sides comes up quite a bit. That is the castle that is within the universe, like within mythos.
Oh, okay. That's not just a name. People are like
Yeah, no,
asking for a four
that's
walls.
actually the name of the castle.
Okay.
And the one thing, I guess, one potential thing about dioramas would be that they have such a good working relationship with a lot of the diorama creators, like Crashbot Customs and like some of these other guys, that maybe they might not just to not step on their toes at all, because they've been so supportive of creators.
Yeah.
A wagon, 4-horse wagon. There you go. A big chimera.
Oh,
A
that was
comic
the
or
other creature I was thinking of. Sorry.
yeah, chimera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comic or graphic novel series. That's a little outside the box thinking right there. I love that. I'm super pumped for the book. I know Jeremy at once in a while keeps teasing like he's got 100 pages. He's like moving on to, whatever. But the book's going to be awesome. He described it as like, if you've ever read those big illustrated Harry Potter hardcovers, they're really nice big books. It's going to be kind of like that, where there's tons of illustrations wrapped around text and stuff. A castle tower, monsters, creatures set. That I like. I like that idea. Like 3 or 4 creatures. You got to kind of buy them all. Owl bear. Little D&D action there. Have all the gods been made? No, not all the gods. Not the good gods haven't. There's only been two of the good gods, right, have been made. Giants and like they've done half giant. So maybe like a new giant scale buck, like this giant man, like a 24-inch figure. All right,
I don't know, 20. I mean, well, whatever. I was gonna say I'd probably prefer 18 inches or something. If I'm just thinking logistically,
yeah. Let's keep going with some of these. Elliot Lee, I'd want Mythic Legions to have a battle set, like a wall top or tomb, so we can display our photograph our figures. For Cosmic, I'd want a small one-person shuttlecraft, complete with seating, compact cargo bay, and exit ramp. That's kind of where I land on the Cosmic side. A ship, just like a really cool ship, X-wing size-ish, or like A-wing size, maybe somewhere in that range. Maurice Arevalo says a castle or a mountain. I think that's the only one that said mountain. That would be kind of interesting.
Like, I was just thinking of the Cat's Lair, how like it has 2 sides, like when you open it up, the back, like those sides have like, there are mountainous things with little stands you can place figures on.
I would want either the Castle of the Four Sides playset or a spaceship playset named the Dragon. That way we get both. Austin Wilson, I think a giant would be a pretty easy thing to do. Literally just upscale the ogre. John Strange, as someone very excited for Poxus and the plethora of spellcasters in it, I'd love a wizard's chamber with accessories like books, vials of different color potions, crystal ball stand, various robes, etc. I know we have some of these coming in accessory packs, but it would be great to have a dio to fit it all in with the modular theme as well. I almost think of like, I mentioned Lego earlier, but like, you know how Lego does, they'll do like the castle system, and like they'll
Yeah.
do like the castle, and they'll do like the blacksmith, and like you can like put them all together and have like a, you know, like a big castle village type thing. Something almost like that, where you could use the Kickstarter to do the big one, and then you could release in waves later on. You could release like an add-on set to it that reuses like parts from that original Kickstarter or something, like walls. Oh God, Billy Beige. If it,
It's summarized.
but this one's really good.
Okay.
This one's awesome, and it has a picture. Let me pull this down for a second. If it wasn't a diorama stuff, which I hope they continue with after this cosmic wave and into mythics, it'd be something big no one has done. Not a 24-inch full giant humanoid or even a dragon. I still want a dragon, but something you could just go wild on with the design. Something Lovecraftian, abstract, and asymmetrical, and built to incorporate regular figures, whether it's mounting them or holding them or trampling them. I need it to be part of the system. Ball joints, peg holes, etc. There has to be some crazy swappability, like various horns or fangs from it to fit in helms, something unexpected. Hell, have something hidden inside of it that you'd only find by popping and swapping it. That's really interesting to me. A legendary weapon or some armor pieces. And like, this is the example he gave right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Crazy, ridiculous thing.
all these different tentacles and all this stuff that you can like pop and swap and mix and just create different like shapes and sizes of the thing. And I feel like they're almost on that track with the Scape back character.
Yeah, yeah, that's an interesting little guy.
Let's see, where were we in the chat here? Hedgehog. I'm kind of there with you, Hedgehog. They can make the dragon any size, and I'm pretty much in. Like, that's kind of where I am. Release the Kraken. Wild lore speculation time. The Great Bear will need to be summoned as the I'm not sure, the hammer of Laodicea is fake, and thus that great beast can't be brought back. A Colosseum, that I wouldn't be so wide. Like, I don't know. That's tough for me. Cosmic Dio, spaceship interior. Almeida's already doing chariots. Yep, Almeida's doing chariots. That's right. The Doom Wheel. Neek. That I'm not 100% sure what that is.
No.
That's a reference that went over my head just now. Cosmic Colosseum, a chariot or a wagon made out of bones to get the bodies for Necronominus. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Like, a chariot's cool, but a bone chariot is even better. Necronominus pirate ship. Now we're talking. Yes, a Colosseum, a bouncy castle of 4 slides. Troll-sized Magnus head, Viking boat. Oilers Workshop has been doing a great Cosmic Legion's Spaceport Dio. Been fun to watch him build it. I'll have to check that out. Oilers Workshop. A throne room Dio with 4 thrones in a semicircle, 1 for each villain. Massive demonic hedgehog. We'll get to that. Griffins, giant spider.
Giant spider's cool.
Or skeleton scorpion. Village building Dio. If it's a ship, I think a bridge interior would be better than a ship itself. And Dave keeps putting in raid. Party's over, buddy. Catapult, and I love the idea of siege weapons as well. I think that's really cool. Somebody said a siege tower. Perfect. Catapult, cool. Battering ram type stuff. Yep. Modular legions. Legions are already modular.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Elaborate, Joe. The Mythic Fitness Center with free weights, squash court, and hot yoga studio. Isn't pickleball, isn't that the new thing?
Yeah.
Crowdfund the villagers since they will not make them in the regular waves. Billy Beige, you mad genius. Man, there's a lot here. Okay, we're almost there. Build a figure ship on each Cosmic Wave. Build a figure. Okay,
Probably
so
build
like
a part ship or build a ship.
right, build a
figure.
ship. Figures come with parts. Those parts would be big though.
Yeah.
Whales is my favorite answer according to Hedgehog. Skate back is way bigger than I thought. A barrow or tomb. Turf trees on top. Ooh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Because
dial.
that's the type of thing that's tough to do on your own to like make a dio, like to have terrain like that. As opposed to just doing castle walls or something. Build a ship pieces like the Mob of the Dead in Black Ops 2. Bone Chariot does sound cool. I'd love to see a bust like the Thygar Kurzog. Ooh, a big bust. Like, so not figures, just something more just a
Like decoration.
big sculpture. Yeah. A statue.
Yeah.
Modular legions, dios, and okay, modular. That's clarifying there. Okay. Laughing my ass off at fitness center and the world serpent. Okay. Dave Bressler, I'd either say a mech that fit the Cosmic Legion could fit into a playsets for lack of better term. Yeah, I think a mech would be cool. I think that would actually be a really appropriate kind of size thing for this, life-size faction shields. Okay. Again, that kind of is like the life-size bust thing. It's like not a figure, just more of a collectible item, like their skateboards. Lots of people want a castle diorama. Modular has been mentioned too. Maybe deluxe figures that come with accessories and a dio wall that connects with others to make a castle, fortress, town. So that kind of makes me think of the build a castle system. Who did that? Didn't the Ghostbusters do that? Wasn't there a Ghostbusters set like maybe from Diamond that had like
Diamond Select? Yeah, you could you can build the firehouse.
Was it the firehouse or the like the Gozer like temple or something like that?
I'm pretty sure it's a firehouse, and
okay.
I'm pretty sure it was just the facade. So it was tall. I bought like the real Ghostbusters, and so you need to buy like like Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, and the real Ghostbusters figures to be able to actually complete the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. If I remember right, but I just bought the real Ghostbusters pieces.
Yeah. Making a one-off large piece with minimal hot swap ability with other figures in the line seems a waste, but a chimera with multiple heads that could be used on 1.0, 2.0 orc bodies with adaptive head peg and also a mount like Battle Cat would be pretty freaking sweet. Yeah, I mean, I think some people would have said the same thing about the horse. They might have said, making a one-off large horse with minimal swappability with other figures seems like a waste, right? But then they make more and they are swappable with themselves and stuff. So, I mean, at some point, it's got to be the first one. A large boat or ship. Mythic would have to be the great beasts, really big stuff, even Selene and Helios done up super big, or a full giant. Cosmic would full giant. Cosmic would be a Sphexian queen. Ooh, Sphexian queen, all bugged out with extra limbs. The mother of all skatebacks. Big effing skeleton with a rib cage that opens to hold figures in humanoids decompose, a slime pit tribute of some kind. And that's another thing is they love to draw inspiration from classic 80s stuff. So like a slime, something that like draws from Master of the Universe could potentially like, a Castle Grayskull or something.
Yeah.
For Cosmic, a ship would be cool, but a giant mech would be better. Would be cool to have a Stargate type accessory. Could make it look old and mystical with runes carved into it to make it work with both lines. A big lion mount for the army of Odysseus. That, as the crowdfund progresses and tiers are unlocked, can be upgraded with additional parts like wings and other heads into other lion-related mythological fantasy beasts like the griffin, manticore, sphinx, or chimera. Is that chimera? Yeah. Like, and this is the image showed. Like, that's big.
That's pretty cool.
That would be really cool. I'm not going to lie. I would be so down with that. That's a really good one. And there's that. War elephants, battering rams, ships. Would love the idea of playsets throne room for Arethyr, or a war camp full of tents and weapon racks. A ranger's tent would be cool, like a ranger guarding a forest or a border, or some kind of large creature like a sea monster. We already have horses. We need a grand modular chariot with interchangeable parts. Diorama. A mech for cosmics, full giant 12 inches plus for mythics. Bigger. Go bigger than that if you're going to do a giant, in my opinion. Giant skeleton, pig-headed orc, ancient Greek Bronze Age figures that really look ancient Greek instead of plumed helmets with middle-aged armor. Yeah, right. Like, so all of the armors that we've already had is like, medieval armor, and then you have the Greek helmets and stuff. So giant spider where the head can be removed and a V2 body put on it for a spider centaur creature like Loth. As far as the castle, dungeon, spaceship dioramas go, you can get the cardboard ones that are affordable and don't take up that much space. Yeah, I mean that's an option. You can just get cardboard. I'd love for Mythic Legions to add enough articulation so that we can one knee our characters. And I checked with this guy. And I said, that's what you want the Kickstarter to be? Like, you would want this to be a crowdfunded project? He said, yes, I would. So he was being sincere in this one. I don't think it's realistic, personally.
Does he mean just so they can kneel? Like one knee? I mean, unless I'm missing.
Just adding yeah, he wants the figures to be able to kneel, right? One knee kneel posing. But just they're already doing articulation improvements, like incrementally, year after year, and it's not like a Kickstarter is going to like suddenly change the articulate. I think what some people want is they want them to change the articulation and have it apply to every single figure going forward. It's just not going to happen. They have molds, they have these older bodies that they're going to keep using. Obviously, they're going to keep interweaving the newer stuff. They're not going to take the newer stuff and just like remake older figures with the newer parts. It's so like they are adding articulation. So I don't see this as anything that would be ever even be realistic or anything that I would never want that to be a crowdfunded thing. But yeah, I mean, just wishing for articulation, that is definitely a valid wish. A reindeer in sleigh. I mean, they made a Santa, so
yeah,
you never know. A gallows playset. It's awesome. Yes. I mean, that could be almost like the same size as some of the siege weapons.
Right.
Like a scorpion, like, type weapon. I think that would be cool as hell. The feast pack. There you go. Cheers. I'll drink to that. Maybe we're approaching this all wrong. Rather than something big, why not crowdfund nanotechnology and AI so the figures can learn to pop and swap themselves?
Nice.
There you go. We need another reinforcements wave. That is for sure. We definitely are overdue for another reinforcements wave.
It's coming when we least expect it or want it.
Yeah, just when you need them the most, right?
Yeah.
That was like a couple months ago, so I don't know. A giant alien vehicle hybrid that could hold several figures. Like, what's the Battle Bones? What's the thing from He-Man? Like, is it called Battle Bones? Rattle Bones?
I don't know it offhand.
Someone in the chat knows what I'm talking about. Would it's like the skeletal thing. You put the figures on the sides. They've done the 4 horsemen of mythos. Maybe whatever beast comes after all of their arrival, right? So they all come through the through the mythos whatever realm. Portal or something, and then after them comes some just massive beast. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, Battle Bones. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I am curious what the next mythics wave is going to be. Like, we've completed the 4 horsemen.
Yeah.
What comes after them? So
new territory. I think all signs point towards the 2 factions that need to get done. The 2 like indie factions. So Sons of the Red Star and House of the Noble Bear, like those two sort of independent factions or
Okay, cool.
somewhat neutral factions or whatever, like those two, it sounds like it could be those. Dioramas for shelves. Now that's a key thing, like having them, I guess, shallow. Like I have shelves that are adjustable, and a lot of people do, even if you have like Billy bookcases or things like that. Like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff is adjustable, but the depth is usually quite limited. So I love the idea of stuff that is sort of shallow enough to fit on shelves. What was the other part of it? Deluxe builder sets for new characters, spaceships or fighters for cosmic legions, a mammoth, skeleton troll or skeleton ogre. Both of those I feel like wouldn't need a Kickstarter type situation.
Yeah.
A massive intergalactic hedgehog. Oh, what did he say before? I forgot. It was a demonic hedgehog or
Yeah.
something. And last but not least, oh wait, not yet. Ted Biaselli, a fortress. Oh, I had duplicates. That's why. And Corn Boy chimes into the conversation with wanting a Hydra. And it's funny because I think a lot of people will look at that and go, do the like, oh, like wow face type thing. But
But what? Oh no, Bill, look at that. Am I here? Can everyone hear me?
I'm cutting out.
Oh, I hear you again,
Am I
Bill.
back? Okay.
Yeah. So you said, but and then you cut off dramatically there.
I can guarantee you that Corn Boy, like he just shares what he wants. Like he genuinely wants a Hydra and he probably pushes for that. Like that's, I guarantee you that's what he wants. It's not any sort of like hint of what they're making, but what he wants. A Hydra would be cool, because there you have the option for popping off the different necks and the heads and stuff and doing some customization.
Reusing dragon parts.
3.0 figures with butterfly joints for double-handed weapons, double knees and elbows. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think they would need to kickstart something like that, but that would be cool. That would be really neat if they came up with a type of character that really called for those things. Obviously, you're going to be taking away a lot of the swappability and the quick, easy, durable pop and swapping.
No, Bill, are you there?
Cutting out again here.
Oh,
we're gonna end this. Again. We're gonna end this soon because my internet is. I don't know what is going on. Cut off stumps or even burned stumps so the heads could grow back. All right, we are losing our internet at this point, so I want to call this a night. I think it was a great conversation.
Yeah, good show.
And what I want people to do post-show is to, in the comments, when the show is completed and it's all done, go to the actual comments, not the chat here now. Go to the comments. And now you guys get to talk about the dragon. What color dragon should the 4 horsemen make? Answer in the comment section below. And until next time, may the force be with you. Follow me.